Hi guys, welcome to the video today. So I just want to say a massive thank you to Jimmy at WINDMILL Wheels in Melton for sorting my bike fit today. Absolutely awesome. Just got back from the bike fit and so much knowledge to take in and learn from getting the bike fit done, you know, testing different saddles and so much other information that I just didn't know about. That's crazy about on bikes. So the bike setup a lot more comfortable. We're gonna potentially change the stem, just come a bit shorter by about one. I think it was 1 centimeter. We're gonna drop it down to, so from 110mm stem to 100mm stem. We're gonna sort some spacers out, some washers on the pedals, just so it aligns with my box and my legs and all that sort of stuff. I can't remember the technical wording, but yeah, my saddle's pretty spot on for me, the one that come on the bike, the Prologue that come with the Argon 18 is pretty spot on for me, we found, because we tested a whole different bunch of saddles. I'll probably change to a different one in the future, but for now, if it ain't broke, you know, don't fix it. So yeah, really happy, really chuffed with that. The guys down at WINDMILL Wheels really looked after me, all very friendly, inviting, and yeah, one of the lads from there noticed me from the swimming pool as well, and he's also training for an Ironman, for Ironman Wales in September. I'm training for Weymouth. So yeah, it was just really nice, cool vibes, lovely shop. They've got a lovely range of bikes in. I'll drop the link to the shop in the description below, so if you guys are local, go check them out. Any questions, shoot them and they'll let you know. Really helpful bunch of guys, really friendly. But yeah, so I will catch you guys later on. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. If you have enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Adios. Yeah.
And did you just set that bike up yourself?
Yeah, I just done like a rough setup from YouTube.
Yeah.
Just done like a GCN video.
Yeah, yeah.
And done it from like the back of the hill, off of the pedalway.
Yeah, no, I mean, gets you sort of ballpark, yeah. That's a bit of an old school way of doing it, but if you've got a flat shoe, if you're just going to jump on a bike, you know, like a high bike or something, it's quite a good way of just getting the saddle quickly done.
Yeah.
If anything, it's probably, I suspect the saddle is a bit on the, well, it is on the high side, so you're losing a little bit at the bottom of the stroke, the 6 o'clock on the stroke. I mean, you're reaching something like 1,000,000 miles off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's more saddle height, so it's making a bit unstable on the saddle. So you're rocking a bit on the saddle, so it lands on your back here.
Yeah.
Your pose is rocking a bit, so you're dropping each side.
Yeah.
But even that, you're sitting quite square on the saddle, even if the saddle's a bit on the high side, which is good,
yeah,
because it means you sit quite square on the bike. It's normally a big problem. We'll have a look at, try some different saddle that you might need a bit more width on the saddle. We can try that. We can pull the saddle at the right height.
Yeah.
I won't know that for sure. Yeah, and this I'll have a bit with cleats as well. And you bought a decent, I mean that's a late, it's a 219, or that's quite a wide shoe into.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It tends to suit quite a few people.
Yeah, because I had a specialised ones or twos before.
Probably too narrow.
And there was just, yeah, too narrow for me.
So the biggest thing is height, saddle height. But once you've got in here, we have a look at the reach and stuff like that. Once you get the saddle height sorted, that's the biggest thing for now. And then we'll have a look at some stuff. Got a 172 crank on there. We can have a play with the crank length as well. But for the cost of it and stuff like that, probably not stopping at the moment. Not worth stopping at the moment. But yeah, looking. Yeah, right. If you jump off and take your shoes off. Quick measure your feet while you're there. If you stand up there, massive foot or small foot. And on that one. Sort of like a safe option.
Yeah.
I must admit a lot of people do need it a bit further. You see, do it further back on the sort of bigger thing. What will happen is, if you've got not enough support in the shoe,
Yeah.
you do one or two things, or normally both things. You'll over tighten the shoe, so you put the shoe in your house,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine. When you go on your bike, it'll feel loose, so you clamp down on that arch
Yeah.
to try and close this foot up here. Or one or two, or when you give it a bit of stick, you won't want to be going around all day like that. When you give it a bit of stick, so you dig your toes in,
Right. Okay.
stake to try and stiffen up that
Yeah.
arch. You want to get off your toes. You want your toes to be quite relaxed and
Yeah.
all the paddle coming through this bit before your foot and back here. So
Right, okay, yeah.
that's the biggest thing what an arch support can do. And it ends up being quite big in a cycling shoe. In a cycling shoe, you don't crank your heel.
Yeah.
So
No, because I do tend to find these shoes more so than the torches I had. They seem to come loose a lot more, and I find myself like halfway through rides having to tighten them up
yeah.
on the tops. And obviously, I don't know if that's anything to do with the insoles or
I mean,
just the make of the shoe, but
the thing with this, you've got one bow on it.
yeah.
So once you go over what these are 44, 45. Once you start getting around the 45, you almost need two bows. But this, but a lot of it will be that arch support.
Okay,
so you're clamping down on the shoe and you're trying to squash this. But what that can do, in extreme case, you can fold everything in.
Right. Okay.
Like that. So just getting something in the shoe will help massively. Get over the saddles as well, please.
Yeah.
Saddle this one. Yeah, right. Pop them back on. Yeah.
Like, when you do to it, you kind of like, oh, God, what do I-
Yeah, you can chase. Yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, you can chase it fairly better. Sometimes it's not. Like some people, somebody can keep pushing back on the saddle.
Yeah.
So the saddle match, where that's not necessarily the thing. Saddle match too low, you might have a saddle it too narrow. But not necessarily that. So it's a bit of a minefield out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information out there. It's quite hard to take it all in.
Yeah, of course.
There's quite a bit of people looking at it. They learn a little bit themselves. Really. Like today, you'll learn a bit as well what we're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go for a great bike fit and you ask, well, what do they do? Oh, I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
UCI rule now, you're limited to how far your hoods can be apart.
Right, okay.
What they're doing, they're getting very low on the vine,
Yeah.
like this, and they're bringing everything in, so you're getting close to almost a dry bar.
Ah, right, I got you, yeah.
That's what they're doing.
To bring them in, yeah.
I do it for a different reason. The gauge of some aerodynamics is great, but I tend to do it for a different reason. Where if you hold something out, depending on how you hold it, if you hold something out naturally,
Yeah.
close your eyes, it's normally a bit of an angle.
Right, okay.
You naturally hold straight like
Yeah.
that. So just having your shifters rolled in slightly can get rid of these creases.
Right, okay.
That one's got the right bar, so it's more of a comfort thing.
Right,
A lot of
okay.
your modern sort of shifters, especially ones like the new SRAM Red and stuff like that, a lot of them almost curved in a little bit anyway. So
Right.
Yeah, it's more of a comfort thing.
Yeah.
And also it can get you off that little pad there. You can put everything, so it's, if you're on here, you're right on that, in between the two pads. And you
Right,
nerve,
okay, yeah.
so you can move everything in on your carbon nerve, you can move it in and
Just
get on,
rotate it.
get on one of the pads.
Yeah, right, okay, got you.
But yeah, that's what, yeah, something, I mean, I get some, sort of the young lads, older wide.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy ones, like.
Yeah, it works aerodynamically wise. Yeah, if you're doing like just like road bike TTs and stuff, it's okay. What the biggest thing when you get out the saddle with it is the bike can act a bit funny.
Yeah.
It almost rolls, so you run side to side like that out of the saddle. You almost have it rolls a bit like that. And you even see some of the big riders on the in the pro tour teams. I mean, their job is to sit on the front and ride it God knows how many watts rather than when you see them get out of the saddle, it's really a bit weird. And also, if someone's got wide hips and wide Q factor, as in their stance, their feet are quite wide on the pedals.
Yeah.
When you go too narrow, it don't really match. Yeah, this bit's out here and this bit's here, or it don't really. Yeah, so yeah, so that's it. But it's all come from the professional trying to get that aero gain. Back in the day, which you've probably seen on social media as well, so you just got pedaling.
Oh, yeah.
This is how you set up the years ago. So have a plumb line, straight to the ball of the axle, straight to the ball of your foot, straight to the ball of your foot. That's how you set it up. I use it for a different thing. I use it for basically you've got to start off. Before and after on the saddle, that pretty much determines where your feet go. If you go too far forward on the saddle, you can't drop your heel, you point your feet. Too far back on the saddle, you'll drop your heel. Some people will naturally pedal like that, some people will naturally pedal like that, some people are quite natural. What you don't want, if you're a natural pedaler, being forced up onto your toes or forced to drop your heel. TT bikes, you always see them on the toes, they're right over it. Yeah. Even then, that's why they put a smaller crank on the TT bike so they get the foot, get it on a bit of flat. Reduce that a bit. You've got your shifters built up on your bike where these are flat. Like that. Back in there. Just a second. Get in front of that. Yeah, a bit wider than me. You're sort of you're on that brink. So, I've got a bit of a wing on the back.
Yeah.
So anything contact point, your seat bone sat here.
Yeah.
So these are sat here, and this bit's set up parallel with the ground. A lot of what people do now is they buy saddles and they still think back in the old days, what they'll do is they'll set it up level with the ground. If that's set level with the ground, that's maybe nose high.
Yeah.
Is what I want to do. If you set the first sort of 60% of the saddle level with the ground, you're not far off. Also, they're very, sometimes you can get a saddle. So this is a good idea on a ladies one. If you put that at the wrong angle, it won't work. At the right angle, it will be a fantastic saddle.
Right. Okay.
So if somebody sat here on the seat bones, that level, that will take the pressure off this point, and you've got a hole down there as well. So that's where most people get their issue.
Yeah.
When there is a big hole there, that pressure isn't going to disappear, it goes more into the seat bone.
Right, okay.
So some people have to get a bit sort of used to that, so used to sort of like balancing on that. That's how a saddle works. So what I'm going to do is have a look at how well you can rotate your pelvis round in the front of the bike.
Yeah.
I don't think a million miles off here what you're going to get on your bike, but if you hold them bits and pedal up, and you tell me when that bit there is that way. So a lot of bike fitters now try to get shorter and shorter, but the problem is, and then when you get that bit of stick, you want to level and torque it.
Yeah.
If you've got pedals there, now it's really stick. What happens is, if you set it perfectly in that bit, you'll give it a bit of stick. You want to lengthen your torque and then holding the shifters like that, which is fine. What you don't want is going hard and think I've got nothing to hold this bit, but it's stretched out. So you might well ride around a bit like that most of the time, but I know when you give it a bit of stick, like you try to go out your harder trains if you're beyond here, and you will sort of like want to hold it, and don't really do much about a bit like that. If I ride a bit like that, but if I hadn't shifted perfectly in, got a bit of hip going and get a bit of speed, so this taking a million miles off the about all right there. If I was all right height wise. It's also too short as well, it might be fine, but the minute you get outside it, it's all here. You're falling over the front of the bar.